Welcome to Third Party with Jaiga, Nikki and Ro'dey. Welcome.
So good evening. What's the topic? Hi, Raw.
I told them I'm
Hi,
going to give a
Nikki.
story.
Hi, Nick.
I'm going to get them a story first. Real story, no friction, real thing. I give a perspective on that. Then we dump into the topic. The topic is in the group. Nikki, check your group message. All right? So, kicking it off. Guys, listen to this story. Man and woman. Always involved with man and woman. There's a guy and a girl met each other many moons ago. You understand? The girl came to America. Guy was very accommodating to her because you know the things is going to come up here in transit, in your documents or whatever, as the thing may go. Was always very helpful to the young lady all the time. If she needed a little help, a little assistance, you know the thing is going, need a little 500, he would give it to her, a little 300, help her with things to get around and that stuff. And the friendship remained for many years. Fast forward, 5 years pass, and the relationship is one of them. You know how man and woman thing is good. Don't must jamming at the side in and out, but that is not the issue. Issue at hand is, what the hell is that? Issue at hand is, anytime she on a little problem, she can reach out to him and vice versa. It so happened, he fell on some hard times, and he borrowed a little money from her. You understand? We not to say the first time I borrowed a little 300 borrow. You understand? He paid back, everything good, relationship nice, two of them cool, love each other. That is my girl, that is my boy, everything nice. Bam! Fast forward, friendship reached about 8 years. He really hit some hard times. This time, now fast forward to she settled now, she's good. She no more in transit, everything flowing, she's doing good for herself, but he fall on some hard times. Right? He fall on some hard times and he reach out to a young lady and say, listen, I need a 10,000 borrow. Right? He need a 10. Things hard. So happened that she's doing alright. She lent her homeboy the 10. Homeboy took the 10. Took the 10,000. Listen to the story. Took the 10,000. When he has the 10,000 now, he had an opportunity to invest the $10,000, which he did. He invested the $10,000. Luckily for him, he got $50,000 with the 10,000 investment. Right? And him being the kind of guy he is, loving individual and knowing that young lady is his friend, he saw it best that out of the 50,000, he gave her 25,000. Say, girl, a jackpot, I get a little 50, a little 25. Bam, relationship going a bad way. She's upset. Because she is then saying, okay, you give me the 25, where's my 10? Are you hear me?
You gonna continue with the story still?
Yeah. Where's my 10? We more or less, the young lady is very upset. She also wants back her 10,000 on top of the 25 that he gave her. Do you think she's in the right to ask for the 10?
No.
So now we wait. Do you all think she's in the right to ask for the 10?
It has some grace. It has some things not clear there, Jaiga.
No. I know. Nothing. Exactly what I give it to you. That was say forget it jamming and all of that.
No, one question, Jags. When he borrowed this 10, did he promise her, well, I'm going to invest?
No promise. He never said what it was for either. He just borrowed it, and because of the type of relationship she had, she didn't get no hurt.
No.
She gave him the 10.
No. Well, my take is that nothing. You get a whole 15 on your 10. You was only looking back for your 10. And you still take nothing.
Oh, she greedy, sir. These hard times.
Kev.
All right, yeah. I want everybody to weigh on it.
Real story. This is a real story, guys. No makeup. The young lady is appalled because in her mindset is, bro, I lent you $10,000. Where's my $10,000?
10, yeah. So what's up? Present my 10. I want everybody else weigh.
But okay, my point is take back the 25, give she back she 10 and go away.
Oh.
Remember
I don't like greedy people, man. That is greediness.
You see, these are why this is why contracts are so important, guys.
But there's a contract with man you with.
This is the reason why black and white is important. You understand? You have to have a lawyer and a signed present that you receive a 25 and that is
What
it,
shit
nothing
you
else.
talking? When
Nothing
man and
else for
woman
you.
bullet,
Not
it
man
has
and
any
woman thing, brother.
contract.
I got just say that not included in the conversation.
No,
So,
it's there, but I'm saying it's man and woman at the
yeah,
end of
well,
the day.
clearly it's not important. Clearly it's not important. So if it's just the money we're talking about here, well, I could write up something with a pen and lay aside it, you know.
Yeah, but that's supposed to happen. That's supposed to happen when you intend to lend it to the tender.
Exactly, that's what's happened since then.
At the top, that was it. You remember we talked about in the beginning, they are custom with that kind of living. Like back in the days and all the time, he might have taken 500, she might have taken 1,000. They understand that. He just decided in this instance here, he see opportunity, he didn't have it. He said, "Girl, lend me the 10." When she lent him the 10, he was prepared to give her back the 10 in case his thing fall short, but it didn't.
She will give back the 10 regardless.
Should I get back to 10 regardless? He didn't. What he did is, in his good heart, he said, "Boy, I get this money. I had to give my girl something."
Yeah.
So he bust it in half.
Yeah.
He said, "Girl, let me go half.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know you lend me 10, but hold 25. She is
Well.
I'm talking about real life upset. Like, what the hell is this? Where my 10? And she not saying, "I don't want the 25 in it." She also wants the 10.
25 done for way.
The 25 per way already.
She lower than Will too, boy.
She find principle
real
in
low.
Ro'dey, did you just say whale tutu?
Yeah, she lower than Will shit.
Wow.
Nah, boy.
That's heavy.
Look, yeah, but me and you, look how long me and you good. I know me
Yes,
we good.
it's not correct.
They
That's
always
not a
say
story like that.
they always say don't lend friends money.
Hey,
Yeah, but
I
the
did
problem,
literally.
the problem here is,
she did not get it back.
the problem here too is the borrowing back and forth with each other. Who take a 5, go pay back the 5. Who take 3, go pay back a 3. The man come through and give you 15 on your 10, and you're still looking for 10. I don't.
Dan, I have a better relationship with my credit union, and I only with them 3 years now. What's that, boy? That real low, boy. That real low.
I go on it.
Real
You have a better relationship with credit union. I go know.
Best I go by them. I know actually. I can actually for nothing. I don't want to talk to you again, girl. No.
You understand. You understand. And listen, I gave that story today before the topic, only to paint the picture of, in this life and times we are living in, it's being said that this is how we have to operate moving forward. So the young lady and her friends, of course, her peers, believe that she's in the right. She is entitled to the 10,000 that she loaned him and the 25% half, because at the end of the day, he's my boy. You had to give me that.
But good night.
Good night.
Let me touch it here a little bit. You see, the person that we really had to blame here is the fella. Here why? You lend a girl money who you know for 8 years can't match. Up front, you know that she cannot come. She can't match. You was to check yourself so really and truly. If you know that she fully done can't match, and you still gonna, without coming out and say, because them as the people that hold their hand and walk them through the sentence. I giving you 10, and I giving you back your 10, and I giving you an extra 15 for being my friend. Now you have to come back now and explain. Because you lend some money, she can't match, you know that, and you still get you the extra. It's good for your whole lot hand, she an extend for being stripping.
Yeah, that is why you can't just push aside the jam, Jaiga. You just push aside the jam like the jam is nothing, boy. When you're jamming, I don't care if you have a 4 in maths. I don't care about that. That's why the jam is the essence of the whole situation. That's why you're in the situation.
But human, watch me. But common human sense will lead me to believe, if you're jamming with somebody and you offer up a deal like that, where you borrow 10,000 from a young lady that you're sleeping with, and you get a jackpot, you bingo, and catch 50 and you hit a 25, you thinking within that jam, she will be appreciative of that.
Of course, anybody you're dealing with, of course.
Yeah, well, but this is my point.
Yeah,
so that's why I say forget the jam, because she didn't care about that.
She didn't know.
She cared about the 10
She didn't know. She fully done. So good for you.
You understand? So, well, that is the opening of the evening. If anybody else want to weigh in on it before we go to the topic, please say no.
Jaiga, if we go on your page and start to just comment on the issue, you think she go see?
Kevin.
I feel more like he should
I
see
think so, man. I think so.
I think more than likely she will see my brother. Trust me. She will see it because she's somebody around.
We don't want to know.
Sure.
But Spacers, I think we should let the sister know. Take what you get and be appreciated. So Spacers, all you could head to Jaiga page and just comment on
Don't bring that heat to me now, brother. Me don't all that smoke. I do not want all that smoke, brother. Alright, guys. So today's tonight topic. This one, Nikki, you want to read it and go in the group and read it in now?
I don't have my phone on my charger.
Oh, so what are you using?
I got a tablet. I'm in America.
Okay, my apologies. All right, my girl. All right, hold on. Let me get it. Listen to this, guys. What the young women are saying of today's world, they're saying, if you are married to a man, that is the only time, and the only time he is entitled for, if you are married and have a child, for the child to share his name. What they're saying now in 2021, who does that? Nobody does that anymore. They're saying that no man is allowed to have the child's name. No man is allowed to name the child, give the child their surname if they're not married to the young lady. They don't care. He doesn't mean anything. It's her child. He or she for 9 months. The last name for a man is only if he's a husband. He's just a father, and there's no ties to the child. Even if you're married, and in some cases they say even if you're married, the child is still theirs. This is 2021. Nobody's doing that here anymore. They're saying that that's an ancient, long-time way of doing things. That is not how young girls are rocking right now. So I'm asking the woman in the space.
I always thought it was a woman's decision. We're not talking birth certificate, who the child father is. We're talking about name. And I always thought it was up to the woman to decide if she wants the child name to be named after the father or not. But I had no children, so we go hear from the mother.
So you are saying you felt in your heart that this was always left to the woman to decide.
If I make this child, if I push out this child for, I hold this thing for 9 months, I was saying you want to just reach wrap and put your name, but put a ring on it then.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow. Okay. Let me. Before I say anything, let me hold a still tongue and allow women with children to come in and weigh on this. I'm bringing in some newcomers here tonight, guys, because I say it's going to be heated.
Okay.
Hello. Good night.
I agree with Nikki. I push the child out. The child is mine. The child will carry my name. I don't even believe in taking husband name after marriage. So the hell you want me name my child after you for? You only provide for me and provide nothing else?
Wait, what it is I hear?
Hold on, guys. Let us do the right thing. A great listener is a good learner. Thank you a lot, honey. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Hello, good night, Paula.
Good night, everyone. So I guess if you have that kind of hate in your heart for the child father, married or not, I can see it happening. But I figure.
So you think it's based on hate?
I think it's based on your relationship with the person and if you respect them and that sort of thing. My thing is, yes, marriage is a patriarch institution, and so we've inherited the fact that we have, the default position is we take the last name of the father. But if it is that you want to give your last name as a mother, all well and good, nothing wrong with that. But if you're doing it, what's the intention behind that? Is it out of spite for the person? Or is it really and truly you're more forward thinking? Because in some countries, the husband takes the last name of the wife. I think is up in them Scandinavian countries, and therefore the children gets the mother's last name. So to me, it's a more of an equality thing rather than, you know, and your relationship with the husband, as opposed to, you know, you need to have my last name. I didn't take my husband's last name, but all my children have his last name. And that's just from tradition. I didn't take his last name because it was just too much trouble to change a whole bunch of stuff. That is just not.
Thank you very much. I know 21st century women don't really care for the husband's last name for that same reason. The fact that there's a lot of paper trail and a lot of red tape in changing, especially if they've already established themselves on all skills in terms of professionally and that sort of thing. You're not going to see them trying to change the name soon, unless it makes financial sense, like in, for instance, Kim Kardashian with the hyphen. She hyphened out West because it makes sense for it. You understand? Thanks a lot, Paula. Appreciate it. Plenty. Bringing somebody new.
I hyphen my Jerry name because of the green card.
Of course. So we know that.
Yeah,
Come on. You try to drown yourself to get
no,
out
think
there.
about it. My government name is Nathaniel. Jerry is Clark. You know, to go from a Nathaniel to Clark. Hey, hi, baby. I didn't see you there. I don't know why I use your phone. Anyway, so, you know, and that's why I kept it. But many times it's hard to let, as women, go your name, you know. I think we've moved away from that. But apart, going back to the children, I think a lot of it too is the old saying of, you know, you need, especially with men, with boy children, they need to carry on the name now. It's not just, it's about carrying on the name. So at least
the legacy
of the name. So I think it is important, I guess, especially with boy children. Huh?
All right. I see somebody new coming here. Hello, good night.
Good night, everyone. I understand what you're saying, but I had a good relationship with my child's father. He chose not to have it. He chose not to put his name nowhere concerning my son. So I don't really, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't faze me. The best part, I look at it, and the best part of that is if I have to get like a passport or anything, I don't have to go through nothing, go through him to get anything because his name is not on anything. He has my last name.
Okay.
I'm good with that. That's the better part of that.
He live in a double life, sis?
No, I'm not living a double life. That's how it is. I can't force somebody to do something that he doesn't want. It's just plain simple as that. And it's not like it's a woman's scorn that how we have a bad relationship with kids' fathers. Some people do, some people don't. And some people choose to live their life to make life easy for them and simple for them. Not to have all that headache on top of it.
That's understandable. That's very understandable. Hello, Alicia. Good night.
Hi, good night, everyone.
Good night.
This is a very interesting question. Like, I agree with the last speaker and also Paul. I think it's based on your relationship with your son's father. I think in some instances, a lot of women, and I always get in trouble for saying like this, because I've experienced it with friends where up until the point where they actually had this child, they didn't realize they don't really like the father or something, or the father just on the news. So to spite the person, they would literally not put, they go in and register the child, they didn't tell the father nothing. I think it's very immature to do something like that. If you're not having a good relationship with the person, if they're abusive or whatever, and they're not going to be in your life, then I'm fine with it. But otherwise, I think you should really think about it, because then somewhere along the line, you would have to explain to the child, well, especially these children nowadays who ask a lot of questions, why you only have my surname. I mean, you may have a valid reason, like it's your choice, but it should be done for a practical reason, or at least something that's fair to yourself and the father of the child.
All right, cool. Appreciate it. Nice bringing somebody new again. Hello. Marissa. Hello.
Hi, good night.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
Hi, I always listen, join to Twitter, and I listen to you all every night. But this is the first time I'm actually contributing. So good night to everyone.
Very
Woohoo!
welcome.
Yeah, I'm following you, Nikki. I love you too, and Jaiga. I'm a big fan of you because you teach me a lot of stuff with regard to players and how they think. I learn a lot from you.
Wow.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Wow.
Girl, don't say that.
Jaiga, you
That
teach
come out
about
wrong,
players.
girl. That come
Wow.
Yes.
Miss Lady. Miss Lady,
How
who
to
pay you?
stay away, how to spot a player.
Daddy, just take your
Yes.
Who
credit now,
pay
boy.
you?
Want to you, right?
I don't want
I
that
don't
kind of credit,
understand you.
brother. No,
Take your
no. I'm not
credit, the
gonna.
woman learning from you.
And I don't want nobody learn from me. I never learned that from nobody.
But
Yes, honey. So let's hear your take on it.
I would just like to second Paula's comment. We have 4 boys, and I had them all within my marriage. I'm just recently divorced, but I agree with her with regard to having. It depends on if you are in a good relationship with the children's father, and I believe it's his. He has a right. He has an equal right. I mean, everybody is saying that yes, you carried a child, but you didn't impregnate yourself. So I believe he
Okay.
has equal rights, and if he is willing to father that role, obviously at the time of registration, he is within all his rights to carry the child's to carry his name. So I second Paula's comment 100%.
All right. Appreciate it. All right. Let's bring in our next mommy here now. Mummies we dealing with right now. Mummies, guys. Marlene. Good night. Good night.
Hey,
Good. Good.
Marlene.
Good.
Hey, honey, how are
What
you?
up?
What's up, Kevin, Bunny, everybody? Okay, so like the young lady just said, I am a mother of 5 boys. My first 3 boys was a previous relationship. We weren't married, but we were together for 11 years. He is the only boy on that side of the family, on his side of the family. So the name is actually his mother's maiden name. So the mother was never married, so therefore he did not carry his father's name. That's a long story on the other side. I'm not going to go into that. But the
Right.
name is carried on through my boys because he's the only boy. And of course, we had a good relationship. And, over the years, things happened, whatever, whatever. And then, separated. But my children, my 3 boys carry their father's last name. We were good. It was all boys. We were happy. So now the name is carry on in that family. They're the only 3 boys for that family.
All right.
The
So,
second
Marlene,
one
let me
is the
ask.
same thing. Second husband, I was married. Of course, you guys know that he passed away. And he is also the only boy in that family. So he also carries those 2 boys, my 2 boys carry that name as well. So,
Marlene, let me ask you this. Did the boys have problems as brothers having different names?
no, they did. Actually, no. We live really good. My boys love, they love one another. They're very compassionate, and that's I gotta say, with me, I'm a very consoling person. I'm a very loving person. So my boys take after me, you know. There's no segregation between, oh, that's your father, this is not my father. There was nothing like that. The family is very loved on both sides. My first side of family love my boys. They call grandma, auntie, uncle. There's nothing. Those are my nephews. These are my nephews. That there's not a lot of love on both sides.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So again, it depends, like Paula said, it depends on the relationship you have with the father. And if you love that person, you carry this child as 9 months, you live with the person, but it depends on the relationship, I have to say. I know some people just decide not to because, oil and water don't mix. So, but whatever, there's a child involved. So, I mean, I kudos to,
Totally agree with you because I mean what Paula said was true. In the sense that the relationship, and we always say this every time we do Mars versus Venus, we always say every single relationship is different, you know, and the kind of relationships you built over the years with exes and children involved, and it's all in the dynamics of relationships, the relationship you have with that person. So yeah, there were women because there's a difference when a woman is supported when she's pregnant versus when she's not. And I have many friends who weren't supported in pregnancies. And I think when it reached at that point, you know, you will hear the woman saying, "Hell no." But it's, I guess, totally different if you have that kind of relationship. And again, you know, but I feel honestly that it always boils down to the woman. The woman decides everything. The woman decides if she's keeping the child. Like we start at the beginning, right? Whether he wants the child or not, it's the woman that decides if she's going to have this baby or not. And then after going through it again, and we're not talking marriage here, we're talking out of marriage. Again, it's the woman to decide what she wants. And I guess men always have to fall in, if that's a good way to say, Jaiga. But I think when it comes to babies, women always have the rights over men. Anybody there?
Yeah, that's right, Nikki, what you're saying. Yeah.
Everybody taking it in, Nikki.
Yeah.
We need a moment to take it
so
in
let me put
because
a different spin on it. In my instance, my children both carried their father's name. But when they were old enough to understand and make decisions level-headedly, they asked me, "Mommy, can we carry your last name, please?" And everybody, the older generation, was fully against it. "No, you're not supposed to do that. If something happen, if the father die, they go lose. First of all, his name is on the birth certificate. That doesn't change. What they're asking for is to be comfortable in their daily interaction. When somebody says, "Well, who's the parent of Jaden? So who's the parent?" And they can't make the connection because the names are different. That made them uncomfortable. So once they said, "Mommy, we want to carry your last name," I thought about it. It cost me a whole hell of a lot of money. And did Poland we change it? That's what they want, and that makes them comfortable, because what matters is how they feel. If it makes them comfortable that we all carry the same last name because they live with me and they can identify with everybody that is my last name is David, so everybody that is a David they can identify with, then let them have that level of comfort. They don't want to have to explain
that I could agree with to a point, because I could understand especially how your kids are, and with this new world now, I could understand that type of conversation, and that makes a lot of sense. And I know deed poll ain't cheap. Trust me, it is break your back when you go for deed poll to name change in Trinidad and Tobago. Is better slit your wrist.
Peace
right?
of
It's
mind is priceless, and if that's what's going to give them peace of mind, by all means, Murray Street are coming.
I hear that. Well, we're trying to balance the room. As I said, we have I wanted the women to speak first, obviously, for many reasons. The fact that they are the carriers of the children, and men. But just to touch on what was said lastly, hold on, before I do that, let me bring back in Jen. She was speaking now. Good night, Jen.
So for me, I believe in hyphenating the names. Reason being, I remove the emotion from the entire situation and look at the legalities surrounding the child. Even if the process is very time consuming, the child at least has the option to change when they've reached that adult level, and it still brings that level of ease, both mom and dad, once they're not together, if the names are hyphenated. That's what I did with my daughter.
Beautiful. Got you. All right. So
I like
yes,
that.
so
That kind of made legal sense.
No. She's a girl with real sense.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is, like, for me, Nikki tapped on it earlier on. My take on it is, if a man and a woman engage in sexual activity in a happy place, and out of that place comes a child, I only believe it's in good standings that both of them discuss it, because of natural traditions, that the man being an active role, his reward is the name. because he can't carry the child for 9 months. So the reward of being supportive and actually standing up and being a father should be that they carry the name. And just to touch on the legalities of the marriage part, I don't think it can be changed if you're married first. I think when you're married, when you go to do, if you're legally married, I could be wrong, but I think if you're legally married, the name that is on your married name, if the woman at the time doesn't take the husband's name, well, I guess in that case she can. But once the woman carries the surname, I think automatically the child is going to fall on the children. I could be wrong, but I think that's how it goes. But if you're unmarried, it's the choice of the lady. But I strongly believe if a relationship is good, and if the ones that not, because I can speak on both. Unfortunately for me, I can speak on both. I had to finesse my way with my first daughter. It's about finessing the situation. I had to bring it down to a level of having great conversation and understanding as to listen. I'm fully involved in the entire 9-month process. I'm fully involved and will continue to be fully involved in the child's life. So I am humbly asking that this be done. Because yes, the first caller said it correctly. It really happens from a space of spite. Women do it to get at you, especially if they believe that it's something that you want and they know that they can hold that power over you. They're definitely going to try and hold the power over you. So I think it's in a man's best interest to finesse, might be the wrong word because it sounds too crass, but it's in the man's best interest to really have good communication with that young lady and try and listen to the things that she's complaining about and see if we can meet her halfway. Because the benefits of, especially a boy, I don't have boys, but I think the benefits of a son carrying his father's name is so much benefits for that legacy to continue. There's so much, but at the same time, not taken away from women because they're single mothers who have sons who carry their name and grow up to be great and amazing young men as well. But I'm just saying, I think as a man, it should be a conversation that both parties should sit and have and deal with it at that level. It shouldn't be. I don't agree 100% that is just the decision of a woman. Yes, it is the decision of a woman to carry a child 9 months, to even bear the child in the first place. But I think from the time you walk over that first trimester and you're into the second trimester, the conversation has to start to change as to where the name comes in, because you've already accepted to carry the child. And I think if you reach that far, you could at least give the man a hearing if the person is 100% involved through the entire process and have the respect for each other to say, well, okay, let's share the name. That's my personal take on it. Ready? So let me I'll go bring two little men in here now to speak on it from their perspective. Ace.
Yeah. Good night, everybody. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jaiga, I agree to how you summarized it there. That makes sense. Personally, for me, I would, if I in that situation, I would try to step up and I would want the child to have my name. I would be offended if the child don't have my name personally. But if you're petty enough to present me with that situation of just out of spite and not giving you the child name, or just out of spite, I giving you something to sign that saying I'm not liable financially for 18 years.
Oh wow.
If there's something
I wish you real luck. I wish you real luck with that, brother.
What is?
Ace, you come out swinging. Will you come
That's the kind of stance you have to take, boy, Ace, boy. Don't worry, they go fight.
You come out swinging.
Especially if I involved fully in the child's life.
It's not even a real situation for me, and I don't get emotional about it. See?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, well, that's good. I'm glad to see that you're showing some kind of emotion. That makes a lot of sense. That's good. That's good. That's what we like in these spaces. Let me see somebody else wants to come here. Wow, here the next one. Oh, that's
I like that.
Explain why that's a
now you have to take jail and dead and think. I like that. I like that. That's the kind of stance you have to take, my brother.
You are saying you willing to take jail and dead?
I'm a child, boy. I'm a child, boy. I'm a child. So my question, I have a question, right? Because I mean, I know it would probably be easier in terms of decision making if it is, you're dealing with Mal and Joseph who have a 9 to 5 in Port of Spain area, and you don't like him at all, right? To just give the child your name. But if you're dealing with somebody who, like a Jeff Bezos or a Mark Zuckerberg or something, and you don't like him, because we was talking on the basis of not liking the person or being spiteful, but you don't like Mark, you don't like Jeff, or you don't like Mark, but you know your children inheritance will be great, and you know they will have a certain you know, walking into certain establishments, you know, we have that in the in the social world where your surname may carry a certain amount
of course,
value.
your name carries weight.
Exactly.
Of course.
So in that situation with a woman, even if she don't like the man, still say, you know, something, frig you boy, Mark boy, your child ain't never last him at all.
Watch me, a real woman with integrity would not allow, if she really has a bad feeling towards Mark, will walk away from Mark, regardless, because she was standing her conviction. I will think on the outside, us on the outside will say she's stupid because you're spiting the child.
I name my child Mark Zuckerberg Jr.
Thank you for being real, Lily. Thank you for being real.
The males stay quiet when the females were on the floor.
Thank you so much.
But
Rudy, so much for being real, Lily.
Rudy, I have a question. Rudy, I have a question. Who last name Malachi have?
Malachi am my last name, boy. No, but that will definitely that will definitely determine what decision you make. Because we all know the stigma that there is for men in the society, if in order for you to provide and you know how much your name hold and your character and all these different things. So I think that will definitely sway a woman's decision if she has a child with a man, and you know they have to make that decision who last name the child should carry. And I like that Lily being real.
All right, Nicole is the best person in this situation tonight, guys, because she could always stand neutral. She is somebody who is a great human being and love children, but could speak in a place of in America. No, you'll have to talk here good, you know. Your friends just be listening to these faces. So I want your paperwork to go too smooth. If I start to talk bad about you, you start to see, ma'am, you're gonna have to come in here, ma'am. Your paperwork, you know, this is like I trying to make sure your paperwork runs smooth. So I only have good things to say about you.
Thank you, Jaiga. Yeah, we had to stop all that talk in America now.
Yeah.
You're right.
No, we can't speak on these things anymore. At least for the next couple of months, guys, until the paperwork is processed, we need to make sure we keep Nikki in high standards. Alright? You think? But on a real, guys, I love how the space went tonight is balanced, and it makes a lot of sense. I like that point that Ro'dey made. I honestly think it will be irresponsible of a woman to deprive her child of that sort of privilege, that name privilege that Ro'dey spoke about, because that's what it is. Certain names carry weight, especially in the Caribbean. Especially like you imagine if you were lucky enough for your little daughter to jam a Sabga, and they are willing to give that child a name. Well, you know that ain't gonna happen because you got the child dead before the time, but that is something different. Just in case. You understand? You know, she will accidentally go on a boat ride and she's drunk. You know what it's good? Like she was going down the islands and everybody crying because she accidentally died. That's only because them in one no child.
Like you imagine your child was supposed to be a bag one thing. And every time they go by Sealers, they have to pay for the shit. You understand? But die bag one thing, son, daughter or something, nobody don't know because she carrying friggin' plenty or something, some kind of weird last name.
Felix. Joanna
and you did
Felix.
plead in his story, yes, but I am his son. I am his son, like no. No, your total is 15,900.
All right.
Hey, you shut it.
So here it is, guys. It kind of worked reverse with my father. All right. So my mother's maiden name is Crosby. Right. And when I started to perform, Jerry, Nathaniel wasn't a It wasn't a stage name. And I went to Crosby, and my father took offense. My father he can't believe that I am performing, and everybody know me as Nikki Crosby and don't know that is his daughter. So men take surnames very personal. He's the so I'm happy when they refer to me in articles as Nicole Nathaniel, aka Nikki Crosby. It's like, at least somebody know. So it's something I've hurt him with, and I didn't realize it. But men take surnames very seriously.
They do. They do. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. And again, it's about the teaching. So we talk about it every week. The unlearning certain things. Remember, we grew up in a space, especially in Black Caribbean homes, where that is a thing. You carry your father name. Right? That's how it is. That taking the mother name is something that happened. That started to get really popular in the 90s, going into the 2000s. But prior to that.
But what if your father never take your father's name? Had his name and then change it and just decided to take a name that he liked.
Mm-hmm.
Who does he that?
No, he still have to carry on that name that he have.
No, that is happening. You forget. I have that. I have a
not his father's name, the name that he would have taken.
Well, the name is a name he liked.
But remember, I could speak on that because that's what I did.
So you did that.
Not
well, my father did that.
I did.
My maiden name is Lewis. That's the name my father liked, and he changed his name from Joking.
Right.
Right. Now, my two kids' fathers' names are their mother's maiden name.
So where all the fathers and all of this, Molly? Fathers' names.
Well, they passed away. Both dads are not on this earth with us. My first child father died, and my husband passed away 4 years ago.
No, I meant just generally. I think what happened too was when the phenomena of single women started to happen, that's kind of where the name changes happened because men weren't sticking around to take care of children. So many single women, their children have their names because men just weren't around. So now we kind of getting back. The world has changed and marriage is not as a big phenomena, as it used to be. Many couples staying together and saying, you know what, I don't want to get married. We love each other, but I don't want to get married. And now the name, and we'll have children, etc. So the world has changed. Again, it goes back to Paula's point. Every relationship is different.
Exactly.
So let us sit down and talk.
All
yeah.
And that's why I said once you reach into that situation where once she is accepted to have the child after that first trimester, I think it's now an adult conversation has happened between the two individuals as to where we're going from here. Especially in the new world, because as Nikki said, this new world, it doesn't matter. The whole marriage thing just doesn't hold any weight anymore.
Yeah.
You understand? Because if you truly love someone and you're building with that person, you can have a relationship with somebody and it's full-time contractual if you build something together. Let's say, for instance, you meet a guy and you are started a business, and in 5 years the business is in big figures, where you all have a multi-million-dollar company and the relationship can handle. Lawyers will take care of it. You understand? And it will be easier than a marriage because it's about just splitting assets and dealing with the business aspect of the growth, as opposed to when you get married to someone and one of the individuals has wealth or you do it together, it then gets very technical. And that's why a lot of people just refuse to go through that technicality and they say, listen, let me just stay together. And if we do grow and it does go bad, we could fix it.
But even with that, Jaiga, even with that, now common law is recognized. So you stay in a relationship and grow as a couple for, I think it's 5 years. Trinidad is accepted.
Yeah, Trinidad is 5.
But that's the way the world has changed, and the laws always have to keep changing with that.
Yeah, but if I see we together 4 years and 8 months, and I know it ain't gonna be bad, we're going to
You see the Trinidad? You see why people have to learn from you?
We go down, we mash up. I go and show the court. It's not 5 years.
You know what that remind me of, Jaiga? The man who just break up with woman around Christmas time, so they had to buy no gift. Just move
Hey, wow, Nikki, wow.
Damn.
But it's true, Bunny. That man is break up with you November, so they don't have to buy no gift December.
That is correct. That is correct because this, especially this coming December here, real people going to
I just don't celebrate Christmas. What are you talking about?
That's all. That's why I tell her
the
for
next
years
one.
I don't celebrate.
So you vex because I don't celebrate Christmas.
Thank God I say
I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't celebrate Christmas at all. I find that is just
the thing too is that what I agree with 100% is that if a man is not playing an active role in a child's life, I don't think he should be demanding any surnames at all because you're going to make it 10 times difficult for that woman to see about that child. So if you can't be demanding surname and each crime and you ain't playing no role at all,
you don't deserve nothing.
Forget that.
I want to drop 100 every so often.
Yeah, forget that. You're gonna make that. You're gonna make that woman life 10 times harder to really see about that child and
Marissa.
And
yes. Let's see what Marissa has to say.
I would just like to ask, how does someone
say that again? I didn't hear nothing you said. You just want to say what, sorry?
I would just like to know how does someone
what's that?
Anybody hear what
Marissa,
she said?
we're not hearing you.
Marissa, you're sounding like Aquaman underwater.
You hearing me now?
What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you now. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to know how does someone
How does someone
you're going back on that again?
Yeah, you're under the water there.
One more time.
Jam
Who jam?
Everybody mute their mics. Let's hear what she has to say. Everybody mute. Take off a little mute. Everybody mute, please. Marissa, say it one more time.
You hearing me now?
No. Yes.
Yes. I would like to know how does someone accidentally jam a sabga?
It was worth the wait.
In Vegas or some kind of thing. That's a party, you know.
Hey.
Mom,
I am trying to get my green card.
Mom, have a pleasant night.
Mom, I am trying to get my green card.
Mom, have a pleasant
Good one,
night.
Marissa.
Stop, girl, could block that, okay?
Marissa,
Stop it.
That's your only question, girl?
Have a pleasant night now.
That's a
Between Marissa, I want to know too.
Yeah, that wicked one and another. That's a
very good question.
All right.
Please answer. We're waiting.
Maria, good night. Hello? Maria?
Oh, wait, I'm back. I was muted.
Like falling off to jam us up,
No, hold on. Yes, Maria,
no. The thing is, right, because I hear you, Jaiga, say something about spite. And it's not a matter of spite. And I want people's opinion. I am an only girl child. And it was a matter of, let us hyphenate. Then it's, no, I ain't hyphenating my name alone. No.
Nah, well, that's an issue.
No compromise.
Nah, we
no.
Well, that person at the level that they need to be at all. We are speaking about people with level-headed conversation. As I said, after the first trimester, if you're having those issues and you have a level-headed conversation, I honestly will appreciate and accept the hyphenate. Like in my case, my daughters are always females. I'm the only man with that bloodline, my father bloodline. So if my girls decide when they get older, they say, listen, here what? We want to hyphenate because they want to keep their maiden name or they want to keep that. I can understand that. And I think if they're with someone, that person to the relationship is good. If that person has any kind of maturity at all, should understand that. As you said it at the top of the conversation. You said when you entered saying you're the only woman, you're the only female. So and automatically, I could understand.
He have 6 brothers and sisters who have 16 million children.
All right.
God, that's a lot of children.
16 million?
All right.
Okay.
Hold on to your name, Phil. Hold on to your name.
Hold on to your name, honey. Paula.
Yeah, Nikki said something that I found was interesting, that dynamic that she had where she changed her name to Crosby. And I wanted to know if it is that you have a last name as a female. I wanted to raise all the females where it is known, say you are a Sabda then, and you go and marry a Clark, and Clark is a dime a dozen.
Ma'am, no Sabda ain't giving up the name for no Clark. Oh God, let me do some
Hey, that's my name, Olia. Olia, that's my name. Olia, please remember that's my married name. I need it for the green card.
Mr. Clark.
But
nobody is going to give up any name of stature. I honestly believe any name. You are doing yourself and the children are injustice. Let us be humanly smart about this. You're doing yourself and your children are injustice. Why will you give up something that can allow you so much of social privilege?
If it is you are a man and you are marrying into a woman who has that kind of last name, you are okay if she named
like how you call him? Like Bill Gates' ex-wife?
Yes. Well, that
Maria Gates, but if she call me now, my name is Jaiga
Lisa
Gates.
Yeah?
Lisa Gates.
But that's not her name, though. That's her married name.
Oh, wherever is she name, whatever is her name, that is now my name.
So the point is, women keeping their name or giving their child that name is about, for men, it sounds like, is about status and money. But when it comes to women,
not necessarily.
Name,
You see, my views on that is that come on, Ole, there's not really we real last name. My name is Atuto from African village somewhere. Your name is Lomuno.
Your name is Atuto.
You from Loco village. Yeah, none of we they not. That's not real. None of we have real last name. None of we.
The man went on one plantation, you know, Nikki.
Wow.
So none of we have last
Atuto.
Atuto.
Yes.
Ole, Atuto went on one plantation.
None of we have
this
real
weekend.
last name. All of you carrying this French
and
man name and this Englishman name.
He gone now. He gone. Ole Atuto gone. He gone.
But I never took mine off. I married and kept my name because my dad is the only Lewis. I have one brother. He's carrying the Lewis. So anybody coming after have to go study.
No, I do 100% agree with the hyphenation of the names because if you're put in a position where your surname is more right and your Jama Chinese man and he last name is fuck you. Right? How that going to work out? That
Lewis fuck you?
The child will get fuck you more. Fuck you more. I go get picked on in school, boy. But they'll fuck you more.
That is why. Right, hold on. That is why I changed. Right, that is why I changed my name because of the school situation.
Why?
At the time, I had foresight. To understand I would have been in a lot of problems going into secondary school with that kind of first name. So I didn't want it at all. I went through all my flack.
Remind us what it was again.
I knew to myself, Leonard.
What was wrong with that?
Hell no.
No.
In the 90s. I go into school with Leonard.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Boy. No, They would have bullied me.
For sure.
Well, if my husband had carried his father, my first children's father carried his father name, I would have been married to a Maharaj. A Maharaj.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. You bumps
a good name.
A good
name. Yeah. Jaiga, you see me? Really?
Maharaj is plenty land, plenty goat, plenty cow.
Plenty rum too, buddy. Plenty rum.
Look all you going.
But I get a lot of questions about my married name, which is Pizza. They think I'm related to these wealthy people in Haiti, which I'm not.
Oh, okay. You'll have to play on that. I was going to say, I'm a cousin and them. Somebody might give my money to get it. Well, when you see a cousin, you can give this to me, sure. No problem.
I still know because they start talking to me in French and I don't know.
Jaiga, I would just like to acknowledge tongue-in-cheeks end up joining us late tonight. We didn't give him no acknowledgement.
Oh,
I didn't see him. You had to be seen. You had to make yourself be seen.
Berkey on the live? Oh, no.
Oh. I hope not. He'd be everywhere.
Where's this boy?
Oh, let tongue in cheek here. Let me hear tongue in cheek come and say a few words before we close off. Good night, tongue in cheek. Haven't seen you in a couple
Berkey
of weeks.
Twitter account in heaven? Is this boy?
Tongue in cheek.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Could hear you now.
Welcome.
Pleasant good evening, my friend.
I was in morning because the morning breakfast show.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Good one, brother. Good one.
Wow.
We walk into that one, boy.
But let me put in my 2 cents about that last name issue. You know, I think everybody has to forge their own identity and what they feel comfortable with. And despite how you might feel, people may think about you. If you don't feel good about yourself, they will use that against you. So if your name is Leonard, go with it. But you gotta
Exactly.
Leonard was the first name and not the last. That's the first name.
Again, what is wrong with it?
I kept my last name.
We got it, Lenny.
I couldn't deal with that.
I would have called you Lenny.
We got it, Lenroyd.
But wait, Jaiga, let me ask you a question. You didn't get teased with your last name calendar?
Of course. And I get teased with you because at the time when I went to Terran, that was a name that my aunt used to call me, a home name, right? But it was actually the name of the guttering that had come out around that time. In the early 90s, remember it had something called terrain, guttering.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so they used to rail me
Wow.
with that. But I went to the...
Lord.
Yeah. You think? So, yes. Well, guys, again, and for those of you, Nikki, let me just touch a little bit on the whole radio situation now. All right? For everyone who is in these spaces, the radio situation is as follows. Nicole, as you all know, she left to do what she had to do. It was going to come regardless. It was something that had to be done. And I didn't. All of us as a team encouraged her because now is the best time. Look at what's happening. I think she should have gone earlier.
Nothing can happen.
So by now, now it would have been like she might have been 8 or 10 months in already. So 2022, she could have been looking to come back down the road, right? But now is the time to do it. Somebody need to mute. They're making real noise. Kevin, mute. Mute.
There's only you and Ro'dey on.
Yeah. And with respect to Rodell, you know that Rodell is following his dream, which we also encourage. He's out in Atlanta doing his thing and trying to make that happen. We wish him all the best. We hope
but
that
he's coming back.
And he's coming back with respect to me. I will be back as well.
I know. Don't jump to conclusions, Nikki.
Sorry.
All right. But I will also be back. It's just everything is in God's time. And right now, all I know the situation. Trinidad is really at a place where the opportunities are very, very thin. And we all have to think about ourselves and our family. And we created this space and this whole third party as foresight because it has been, people might know, but Raw, Nicole, Rodell, and myself, we consider ourselves little visionaries. We try our best to push the bar and create things in the love of culture, in the love of the fans, in the love of everybody. That's why Twitter Spaces was created, so that we knew it will come a time, knowing ahead of time, that we will have to have a platform to continue conversations that we have in a more open space. That's why we started this. So we know for a fact that this is going to grow and get way bigger. It's going to be just as big as our concert series and Mars vs. Venus, as long as the platform facilitates it. We do all what we had to do. We're waiting on the actual developers, which is Twitter, to open up the platform for us way bigger, where we could do way more things. But for now, we have to treat with it how we can until that time. So we appreciate everybody who come here every week. And all we ask is that you continue to share, tell your friends that this is the space for now, for us to move forward and grow and build. I am a strong believer of building. I have been a part of a lot of big projects before. Remember when I started Superstar, it was 65 people at St. James Amphitheatre and it grew to 17,000. So we are Nikki started doing comedy for a little bit of people and it grew to 1,000. Ro'dey started his Instagram journey with his skits with 500,000 people. Now he's over 250,000 people solid. and he's creating content on a weekly basis. So we know for sure that collectively it is going to be amazing. So we just want to show love to everybody who comes into this space and give us love.
I just want to train my one woman show working on in all cities. So just throwing that in.
Right.
So Jaiga, Raw, welcome to the forum. The forum is all about fun. So I'm telling you, you no visa or you ain't chasing no dreams.
No.
Wow, Raw has some things coming up.
Raw has something big coming, very big coming. Raw has something very big coming. Raw is one of those
silent killers on them,
Silent killer. Don't fall. Let me just say this. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Defend yourself now.
No, hold on. I'm glad you mentioned that. Let me just say this here too. Let me just say this too one time. For those who didn't hear before or never thought, 2021 concert series. The entire production, as much as we all did our part, we all gave love to Raw. That was 100% Raw. So don't ever think for a second that Raw do not perform and Raw do. He's just not that. He ain't loud like myself, Ro'dey and Nikki, but he just get the job done, bro.
I'm not that loud again. I'm not that loud again.
Whatever. For 2 days?
Trying to get the green card. I'm calm.
Nikki, inside.
No, I don't know, Marlene. I just have to give you all this quick story, right? So we lining up for immigration. So I need citizen line with Jerry, right? And I see this. I see this man. He going on a line quick, and he not going through the loop like everybody else. So the immigration officer, they have the security there. I said, the system not working. Yeah, Jerry, you not reach. She said, what do you mean? I said, the system ain't working because I standing up here and that man just going in that line. And two other Trinity. Yes, I saw him. Yeah, Jerry, Lord, I ain't sure go get this green card in.
Wow.
Making noise in the
all right, guys. Kevin, let me get some numbers.
Bunny.
Kevin, you're the mute. Are you no ambulance and police behind
you? So we had a constant 80 for the night. Raw, we want to say welcome. It took you 14 long weeks to get here, but you're finally here tonight.
Oh, God.
And I hope that we could see that your presence could be felt a little more. Raw, my statement earlier, we're all about fun and kicks here. And
thanks, my brother. I didn't take it personal at all.
Nice. Nikki,
thanks.
we love you. We miss you.
I miss all you. I was looking forward to tonight. I got touch base with my peeps.
Yes, and I can't wait for Lily to get a recap for Lily to say what I was saying here with. So, guys, let me hand it over to the grand finale. Lily.
Right, so the recap. First of all, since Ro'dey not bothering to do it, I think that we should all say thanks to Ro'dey's mom, who has been his manager, but all of a sudden he talking about contract and lawyer and talking about looking for manager in Atlanta where he is right now. It's very disrespectful. So we just want to take a moment to say thanks to his mother because apparently he bigger than and he better than. But all right. Cleveland Obama Davis has touched down after 14 weeks. And he making all the breakfast team basically in code saying, what happened? When are you coming home? So, Kevin's song like if he teeth and Wi-Fi tonight and he making juice in the background, but he denying it down to the last. Would say that Nikki teeth and Wi-Fi and that Nikki and Jerry, which by the way, Raw called to confirm, Nikki and Jerry was taking a quick jam and Ro'dey, I don't know how Ro'dey know this, but Ro'dey say all he getting out of Nikki for the past few days since she touched down in the States is 30 seconds. She only lasting 30 seconds. I don't know what he means, right? Jaiga gave a story and Bunny wanted to know if we could go on Jaiga personal page to let Jaiga friend know that she fully done. I don't know how many fully done people on Jaiga page, but apparently if you want to find them, you go across there and you find out. Ro'dey is having better relationships with the credit union than woman, and all of a sudden he's studying if he should stay in Atlanta and come back to Trinidad. Maria, who by the way is an only daughter, jam with a dog. And he is wanting her to not use her last name. And she says she don't even business about that. As a matter of fact, she business about giving the child the last name or even taking a man last name in marriage. But that is Maria's perspective. Paula say women who push in their own last name have hate in their heart. Nikki waist down Jerry and his last name, and apparently Jerry walked in the room the same time and we all heard hi baby, but Jerry's supposed to let Nikki wasting down man. Jerry's supposed to let Nikki wasting down man last name long time because apparently she had been doing it since she was a child because she did it to her father and carry her mother last name. And her father had to beg for the newspaper article to put her little Nathaniel name. Don't mind, she carrying Clark all these years, not Clark Crosby. So really and truly, she was supposed to be Nikki Crosby Nathaniel Clark, but now we know what she is because she's in America. And
America.
For all we know, she might be something totally different by the time she papers come true in 2022. But we hope for the best. Manelli says she had a good relationship with her CF. However, her CF still happened to be a dog and didn't want no part, but it worked out better for her in the end because she had no sort of running around to do and no sort of work to do. So you see, God is good and that's how the thing does go. Alicia came in and said that her friends are immature and spiteful, and that's why they would sometimes not let the man have the last name. Also, we want to take note that no tackle was spelled at Ro'dey tonight, and between Alicia and Ro'dey, and we're moving on swiftly. Don't mention nothing, don't say nothing. Marissa say in the space, Marissa says she in the spaces every night, but if his spaces is only Wednesday, so we ain't sure. But we don't identify that Marissa crazy because she had to be crazy because she's saying now that she's taking training from Jaiga about what is man and who is player and who is what. Paula also endorsed that. She said she endorsed Paula 100%. So what Marissa has come onto these spaces tonight to say is that Paula is crazy as well as she is crazy. All right, we go take that. Marlene, who we love and adore, has 5 boys, but she had 2 men. She had 3 children with 1 man, and then she had 2 children with 1 man. The first man she was with was for 11 years, and then the second man was the second 2 children. Right? They were good men, God rest their soul. Jen believed in using the hyphenated win-win situation. All who jam could get to put the name on paper. And you want the child to have his last name. But if Ace woman is spiteful, Ace want to sign a paper saying that he don't owe her anything for the jam or for the child. Really? Like how Ace is willing to take jail and dead for the child. Kevin say all the dog kennel jamming talk have to ease until Nikki paper will go through and she get legal in America. Sorry. Ro'dey real name is a Toto, and we really want to be able to acknowledge and use that. Marissa put Tiffin Wi-Fi. Well, we had to all mute because Marissa Tiffin Wi-Fi and the signal is very, very poor. But when we did get to hear her, she wants to find out, probably in point form, how to accidentally jam a sabga. Marissa, as soon as we get that information, it will be sent to you, but I will try it first.
I want to know that.
Wow.
Is mourning the absence of the breakfast party, and he said that you should rock your name with pride no matter what. But how could he say you could rock your name with pride if we almost certain that on his birth certificate we will not see tongue in cheek? But leave that alone. Big things going on for the entire breakfast party, Raw included. We love all you, wish all you well, and are going to need some Dixie and cheese. All you good night.
Yeah. Thank you, Lily.
Yes,
You're awesome.
well done, Lily.
Love you. Don't miss nothing.
This is the third party, Jaiga, Nikki, Ro'dey.